Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Jean. All right, today I have a card for you. I don't know what we're going to call it. You guys can figure it out. But what I based it on is I did a video a while back on this carousel album. And I did a square version too, but that one I gave away. So we are just going to be using one section like this to make a card, okay? So I don't know, we'll figure out a name for it. So I'm going to make a 5-inch one. So what you need is a square piece of paper. So you can really only go up to a 12 by 12, and that makes a 6-inch card. And I'm going to do, this is a 10 by 10. So it'll make a 5-inch card. And so I already cut this out. We will be also using this paper pack. I do not know if they sell this anymore, but any paper you have in your stash. Most of my paper is from the past, you know. I'm trying to use up a lot of my older packs and stuff. Trying to be good. So I'll be using this one. So I'm going to put that aside for now. We're going to start with this. It's very easy to make this card. I'm going to be making 2 of them. I have a little twist on it too. So we're going to make 2 of them. So the first thing you need to do is score it down the middle both ways. So I'm going to score at 5, turn it and score at 5. Now I'm going to also flip it and give it a good score. Same 5 and 5, just because I want a really good score. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave my cutting board here because we will be using it. So I like to kind of use my scoreboard to make sure everything's kind of square. Find my bone folder. I'm going to do this first. I'm just going to score it both ways. It's a fun little card. It's easy to make. Even the little addition I made for it is easy enough to make. All right, so you have this, just like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut one square basically away. I'm going to cut away the score line. So I'm going to cut onto this side. I'm going to hold it up here a second. Of the score line. We don't need the score line. We're going to be cutting most of this one away. So first we're going to take and cut all the way up to this score line. Just cut a straight line up. You can use your scoreboard if you want, but you know, I mean your cutting board, whatever, but scissors are just fine, okay? So you have this. All right, so now we just want to take some of this bulk away. We don't need all this, okay? So I leave about a 1/2 inch or so. Eyeball it. You're not going to see this anyway, so don't worry about it. So I'm just going to eyeball. I'm just going to cut straight up. I will link that other video. I did that, I think, maybe a year ago. So I will link that for you guys if you want to see how the album is made. So now we have this. Okay, now before, we're going to be assembling it like this. And that's kind of going to be basically your card. Don't get too excited yet. It's not pretty yet. First thing we want to do is I like to fold this piece in so it's out of my way. Is we're going to put it on the board like this. And I have a mark here. Let me see. Where'd my marker go? I'll bring this line. I always, on my cutting board, my scoreboards, I always mark my middle. There's a reason for that. It's very helpful for a lot of things. So what we're going to do is we are going to score straight down. Okay? So what I usually do is just bring this in. And you can bring your line down. It doesn't really matter. You know, you can bring your line down. If you one that doesn't like it there, then, you know, eyeball it or whatever. So we just want to match this corner. And you can mark any line, but the middle line works the best for other projects. And then we're going to do the point down there. Okay? And then we're just going to score straight down. Take your time so you don't slip off. Okay. So now we're going to look like this, and we're done with the scoreboard for right now. I will also be making an envelope for this. Okay, I'll show you how easy to make envelopes. All right, so now what we want to do, we'll score it. We're going to make this a mountain because it's going to fold up inside your card. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have that. But what we need to do is we need to glue this together first of all, okay? So we're going to glue that, and then your card's going to fold up like that. Okay, so let's just glue that down. Got my little precision. Whoops, I went right off the paper there. Won't be the first time. Goodness, I can't drive straight today. It's only 8 o'clock at night. It's not like, you know. And I usually just go ahead and fold it together and make sure everything looks like it's matched up. And this, oh, I forgot to, sorry. That's why I'm having troubles. You want to make sure, you know, I need to make a bloopers video. So make sure you clip your little sides there too, because otherwise you're going to have too much bulk there. And that's where I was struggling. It goes together very easy. You know, you guys know me. I can't get through a video without making a mistake, right? Okay. There we go. Now we just want to, I just kind of match my corners there. Push it down. And I'll open it up. Make sure there's no glue in there so it doesn't stick together. Okay. Then you have this. Okay. So now at this point, all we're going to do is decorate this one. Let's get some of that out of our way. I already picked some papers out of this pad, and I'm going to put all your pieces. You're going to need one piece here and 3 for the inside, and they're all going to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. I already did the bottom one, so that's just plain. The other ones have a pattern on, so I want to show you how we're going to cut them. So that one's going to go there, but we're going to have to cut it down the middle, obvious. We'll do that. But let's cut our other pieces. We'll start with this one. I want this one for on the front because it says Merry Christmas. Isn't that cute? I love Mente paper. I love the scenes they put on it. You can do so much with it. So what I'm going to do, it needs to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I'm just going to take, I usually just start and take a little bit off on each side. So we're at, 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. This is a 5-inch card, guys. 5-inch. We did a 5, not the 6. I practiced with the 6. I like the 6, okay, but I think it's a little big for me. So 5. So we're going to need 4 of them that are 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. You know, don't listen to what I say. Okay, so we need 4 of them. I'm going to start with just like taking a little bit off the 2 sides first. That's how I usually just, you know, let's see where I am. So there's 4 3/4 right there. That should be good. So I have that. I still have a Merry Christmas. It looks fairly centered, right? So now we're going to do the same thing on the top. I'm going to take a little bit off the top. Try to get as centered as possible. Let's see where we're at here. I think I'm just going to back it up. Just, well, no, it's pretty close here. So let's go right to 4 3/4. Maybe I'll back it up just a little. You need to spend more time when you're doing something like this, trying to figure exactly where you want to get it. Okay, that's going to go on the front. Isn't that cute? Okay, so we got the front, and now we got to do 2 insides. I also want this window. Yes, you're going to lose some of your shutters, but that's the sacrifice we make sometimes. So let's do the same thing. Let's take a little bit off on each side. Let's see where we're at. That looks pretty close. And look at my camera because my computer just froze. Make sure we're in the picture. And I'm going to have to sacrifice. We'll start down here. We'll sacrifice right below the window. And then go 4 3/4. And then we have that one. Okay, it might look like, you might want your shutters to be even, but I wanted to keep as much of this down here as I could. So it's kind of more balanced with, you know, the amount I have of the floral on each side. So, you know, just pay attention to your pattern and, you know, do that. So then I also have this one, which I'm going to put on the opposite side. Now I want to keep this. So I'm going to sacrifice most of this side. Don't cry. I know it's hard. So 4 3/4. Same with along the top. I want to keep the bottom here. So So I'll sacrifice the top a little bit. It is a sacrifice. Okay, throw that there. We can get this out of our way. Nope, we need to cut her. So for this piece here, of course, you don't want a full piece on. You could fold it, but then there's a lot of bulk. Okay, you don't want too much bulk right there when we're going to fold it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut it. So we just want to put corner to corner in the line. That one needs to go over a little bit. And then just put it in the line. Whoops. And then you knock it out of the line like I do. Okay, looks good. Well, maybe from someone's point of view, it might look good. Okay. And we got that. Okay, let's glue all this together. Let's see what this is going to look like. Okay? I'm going to kind of take the bone folder and smash it down some more. Okay. Let's start. And the reason I don't put a pattern on the bottom, because you can use the bottom to write. Now you can definitely write up here, but it's a little harder to write up there. So I leave my bottom because, as you know, most of my cards I make ahead of time, and then I'll either stamp in them or write in them when I know who I'm giving it to. So a lot of my cards that I've been making are going to charity and stuff. So we're just going to line this in here. It's going to have a little teeny border all the way around. Let's get you guys in just a little bit. I'll turn it and show you and everything, but so the plain, so I like to put a plain, and this is all from the same paper pack. They have plain color sheets, and I said Mente is one of my favorite packs. Okay, I have lots of favorites. I'm sorry, I do. Sorry. I can't pick a favorite, but Mente is right up there. I think Prima, I think has some really pretty pages too. I like pages that have the scenes on like that, because like you can just put this on the front of your card and you're done. Of course, you know me, we're going to bling it up a little. Yes, still loving the glue press. You know, like I said, mine is mostly left like this all the time. I don't cap it because I pretty much use it daily, and I haven't had any problem. All right, now we're going to put it like this. I'm going to put this one on this side, and that's going to cover up our little overlap piece. So we're going to put Santa and the sleigh. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Oh, I just love Christmas. I'm a giver. I mean, I don't even care about the presents or anything like that. I love the decorations. I love of course, the music. And we have a radio station near us that starts playing November 1st. I'm sure a lot of areas have that. So I'm a happy camper when November 1st hits. I mean, I could listen at home, but I try not to, you know, because I have music on my computer and stuff like that. But, okay. Oh my God, did you just see what I did? See what we said about, you know, our mistakes. Althena, you know I leave them in. So if you're listening to this one, you can go ahead and laugh. Because I'm talking and looking at my screen. I want this one on this side. Doesn't matter, but I want this one on this side. And I want it the right way up. This is our bottom. Goodness sakes, Jean. You'd think you're a beginner. Well, sometimes I feel like it. Okay. No harm, though. It works, you know. As long as you can catch it right away, your mistakes are fine. And that's why I use glue. When I use tape, forget it. I'm throwing things away. So that's the reason I used to be a tape person. When I first started, we didn't have that much good glues. And I used to use double-sided tape all the time. I had that, I think it's called AGT gun or AGT gun or whatever tape. I didn't like that thing. It's too big for me. I struggled with that. Now, isn't that a pretty inside? That is so pretty. You know, and you don't need much else with that. Don't worry, we're going to put a little bit in. Okay? Now we're going to put this on to the front. Okay. You know, even the back side's pretty, right? Okay. I hope everybody is enjoying the Christmas videos. I hope I'm not overloading you with them too much, but here's the thing. I wasn't going to do this card. I have videos taped, and I said I'm done. And my brain works in mysterious ways. This just popped in my head. When I make stuff like this album, you know, I use different things like this for inspiration. And if I can make something else out of it and do something else with it, I'm going to. So there so far is our card. So now in here, there was some little cutout pieces. Which ones do we want? Take one of these out. And we're just going to put one each here just for the heck of it, you know. I need this first. Who do we want? We got a deer on this side, so we don't want a deer necessarily. I think we'll use this one and maybe this other one, or the car. Or this one or that one. You know, since I already have a Santa and everything in here, I'll try to stay away from the Santa. I know it's rough, isn't it? Let's go up here, and I gotta find out where you cut on this one. Sometimes they overlap to where you just can't see. Okay. If you're an inker, go ahead and ink your cards. I don't do a lot of inking with cards. Put that one on that side. And I think we will do... I want the darker. I think I want the... Let me see. Did they have two designs or one? Let's do this one with the checker background. Get a little bit more color down there. And right there. All right, put those aside. Now what I want to do is round the corners. Let's see. I think I will do this one. Just a slight round. The middle one. Just because. Oh, and just because. On the next one I will be, but you can also round your corners. But I'll do it on the next one. I'm going to leave it like this on one and round on one. So that's why I didn't round the corners. Don't get scared. I would have round the corners, but I want to show you both ways. Okay, and we're just going to kind of set these kind of in the middle-ish here. Still gives you plenty of room. If you're a big, long writer, don't put nothing there. If you write, you know, sometimes I have one friend that I write a lot too. But if you're not, then put whatever down here you want. I almost put that upside down. And again, I just lost my program on my computer again. I don't know that program. Yeah, it was working fine while we were doing the free trial, but now that we're not doing the free trial, it's totally closing off all the time. All right, so I'm going to leave that for the inside. I'm not going to do like no bling or anything like that inside. I think that has more than enough. I think there's more than enough to look at. But on the outside, of course, we're going to bling it up just a little bit. So I have just some of these little gold. This again came from Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you guys have seen them. I have just about every color, I think. Where is my little pick-me-up tool thing? There we go. And I am just going to lay some in all the spots. You know, just a few different spots just to add a little bling bling to this. If I can find, let's see. I'm just going to add one there, and I think I'll put one there. One there maybe. Let's do one there. And I think I'll do right in the middle of the star. Just a few. And of course, these all fell out upside down. So I hate when it does that. Put one on there. I'm just using the gold. Use whatever color you want. Let's get the bigger ones. They're mixed in a little bit. Hope I'm in camera. I'm so mad about this program right now. Let's see. That's a smaller one. Let's use the bigger one. I need two more, I think. Come back here. And of course, you know the glue will dry clear, so you won't even see it. I think that's good. And that doesn't need, you know, It already says Merry Christmas and everything on it, so you don't need anything else. So I think that's perfect. I think that's beautiful. And like I said, we will make a card, our envelope. Let's move this out of our way so I can show you the other version, okay? I have another little twist to this one. Now that was easy to do, right guys? No problem, easy to do. This other version will be just as easy. Don't get scared. I won't hurt you. Same thing. This one we'll do a Halloween one. We're going to use this pack here. Okay. And I got pretty much everything cut out on this one. We'll start with our piece again. Bring in our scoreboard. And again, 5 inches on both sides. At 5 inches. Okay, I'll leave that there for a minute. See, that one wants to be stubborn. Okay, get in there. There's a shadow, and it looks like it wasn't where it should be. Okay. You know, my brain does work in mysterious ways. I was like, seriously, I was done. Well, and this doesn't have to be for Christmas cards, but it's going to come in the Christmas season here. But you can make this anything. I have one sample that I made too to show you. But you can make it any card. It's just that it's coming out during the Christmas season. Again, you just want to cut right up to that score line. Okay, I'm checking my camera because, you know, I lost it on the computer. So I'm hoping if I just stay right about here, let me just use my score. If I stay right about there, we should be good. Okay, leave about a 1/2 inch or so. Eyeball it, guys. You know, we don't need to measure. If you need to measure, you can measure. But like I said, in the long run, you don't even see that. Okay, now we're just gonna line that up and give that a score straight down. You know, you can see how I have it. I have the opening up. You can have the opening down. You just want this middle square. You want to score right down the middle of the middle square. Whoops. And don't tear it like I just did, because I didn't start where I should be starting. Okay, scoreboard gone. This is going to be about our center. We are going to score that a mountain again. And then we are going to bring this back. And I didn't forget, we're going to cut our little ends off. Like I said, that just gets rid of some bulk. As much, it doesn't matter. Just take off, snip off the end there. Okay. And then we are just going to glue it together. And if you don't want to, you know, you can just leave it down like this. And you can just do this just as well. You can put it together like this. If you don't want to fold it, just make sure it's lined. And then I bring it up. It looks perfect. As perfect as Jean's gonna get. And no one ever said I do perfect. I just try to teach you guys the easiest things I can teach you. Or at least in the easiest way I can teach you, okay? All right, there we got that. Ta-dum, ta-dum. Now, I already cut off, but first what we need to do is we're going to put, don't worry, the twist is coming. We have to put our bottom piece down, so we're going to put our inside pieces. I think, yeah. Let's do the green, and then we're going to do the 2 orange this way, okay? So we need to cut 1 in half. I'm just trying to see if all my lines will go that way or if my lines will go that way. Okay, I lost my cutter. All right, same thing. You just want to cut it down the middle on an angle here. So corner to corner. Beautiful. All right. Let's glue these down. Oh, shoot. We're okay. I was going to show you guys how to cut round this time. So, just round your corners. That was terrible. And then to round this one. Yeah, that's right. To round this one, so don't round those yet. You want to fold it together, guys, first, and then push it in there. Oh, no, that way not. Sorry. I learned my lesson that one on the sample. Open it up and do it because it didn't score right. And then make sure it did line up there. This one here, you can fold if you want. It usually will cut, or you can do single. That's why I was going to bring down my my other one, because then I wouldn't have to do it. I can do it. What's that one called? You know what I mean? The big handheld one from We Are Keepers. And I just do this side. I don't usually do this side, but you can if you want. Okay. So now you don't want to just like go clip your ends. So here's what I do. And you can do it. You can tape it back together if you want. But I usually just line up my ends. Best you can. Kind of hold it. And then clip. My hand's going to be in the way. And then just go in and clip. Okay, and then we're going to glue. And we got to clip the other corner too. You guys catching all this? Okay. So you want to, wherever you see a curve, you want to around it then too. Here's the thing, when I'm working, like my mind is thinking of other things. So as I'm doing this, I'm thinking about another project. I'm not kidding you. That's how my mind goes. Okay, now we want to round that corner too. Let me make sure we're still in the camera, because God knows programs just don't ever want to work. I'm not kidding. We did the free trial and it worked perfectly. And as soon as we did that, it's just a one-time fee. It wasn't very much for the one-time fee. But as soon as we start paying, I have nothing but problems with this program. And it keeps shutting off on the computer. And then I can't see what I'm showing you guys, which is very aggravating. Okay. All right. Let's put these two. Now, it don't matter because, you know, I don't have a scene on it, so it can go anywhere. But you can see I'm going to need to do these two corners. Round that one, round that one. Okay, I'm going to glue that one in there. This one I didn't want much. There's a reason I don't want much inside. This is, I'm just showing you the other technique. That one, and then this one, we're going to round those two sides. Getting stuck on it, something in there. Okay. Put glue on that one. That just has too much busyness going on to deal with for what I want to do. Alrighty. Okay, there you have that. Now I'm going to put this on the outside. Do I want my stripes that way? Or do I think this time, I think I want to go this way with the stripes. Okay, let's just do it. And I need to do the two corners then. Glue that down. Okay. Grab some of this. I'll just grab this one here. Now for my other little pop of, I'm going to make another pop-up for inside here, okay? So for our other little surprise thing, this is easy to do. So what I want is a 4 by 2 3/4 inch piece, okay? And we're just going to score that at 2 on the long end. We're going to turn it, and then we're going to score at a 1/2 inch on either side. It doesn't matter which side you do it on. We're going to score right there, okay? Are you with me? Okay, now I'm going to cut angle that's on the bottom. I'll bring it up to show you. Okay, so I got this piece. It folds in the middle. Now we're going to fold these backwards. Okay, now I'm going to take it and make sure we're in the camera somewhat. And I am just going to position it, you know, you want this seam to go along this seam that folds up, okay? Okay, so let me see. Right about there, I think. So we're going to put glue on these tabs. And you want the tabs to go along into the back side so you don't see them as much. And you could have covered it with paper, but then you'd have to do a lot of slicing and patching paper. So I don't care that a little bit of this is going to show, because it's only a little bit that's going to show. Okay, now make sure you're lined up along there. About as even as you can, something like that. Give that a minute to adhere and dry. Okay, got that. And then what I did, go ahead and fold it up. When you put that in there, just make sure it does not come above the line, which it doesn't. Okay, so which is what you're going to do. You got a pop-up inside of a pop-up. I mean, it could be a pop-up card, it could be whatever, you know. I'm gonna round these corners. I think on that I would like them rounded. Since we've rounded everything else, let's just round them. Okay, cute. I know, I got a weird mind. So then I made a B and 2 O's, boo. So we're going to position them. I know I need you. And they got to go down pretty far, because when you fold this, you got to make sure that it doesn't come above. So I'm going to see where I want it, because I got to see where I'm going to put that middle one. And these O's went this way. Nope, they went the tall way. All right, so let's put our middle one in first. So one of the O's you want to fold in half. Don't worry about it if it's not perfect. Don't worry about it. Just fold it in half. All right. And then we're going to put that, I'm going to fold it both ways just to get a good crease, because we're going to be folding that. And that is going to be glued in the middle, like that. So what I do is I kind of hold it here for a second just to see where about I got to go. And by using glue, that gives you time to move it down a little bit. Just put a little bit on both sides. And then we're going to put it in here. And I'm just going to kind of gently set it there. And see how it just is going to peek above a little. So let's slide it down just a little. You don't want it to come above. Okay, let me see. Perfect. Can you see that inside there? Now I'll adhere it down a little better. So then we know we'll put this one on this end, and we know we're going to have to go down, but double check it. Just another little version of this card. This like pop-up. I don't know. You guys come up with a good name for me. And then I'll change the description when I get a good one. Okay, now let's make sure. I'm going to bring it down just a little, I think. Okay, good. And the B. And let's go. Probably right about there. Let's see. Perfect. But I got to straighten it just a little bit. Isn't that cute? So now when I open it up, boo. And I know now I'm thinking that I should have probably put the green, but I wanted the green on the front for a reason, but because the blue. But you could have changed this around and made this orange and then those black. Okay, so we're not going to put nothing here on my sample. I did cover this area, but if you cover this area, you're going to cover the boo up. So you're going to leave it just like this. And you can write along here. If you don't like the dark color, then put some paper down, but I don't see nothing. You can always write on the back. You don't have to write on the inside. You can put some more, which we're going to in just a second, some things inside. I got to figure out, oh yeah, I want Happy Haunting on the front. So let's cut some of these out. This comes in that paper pack too. So let's just cut these out. We will use some of these. We'll use this one because then I don't have to put any saying on the front. I love things when it can work for me like that. Okay, I'll round the corners. Who do we like? I think we like the bear. Who doesn't? Am I in the camera, guys? I don't know. It looks okay, I guess. Just trying to stay. I'm so mad. Okay. And then I think I want the ghost. We'll use the ghost. We'll skip the owls this time. I know some of you are probably yelling, I want the owls. Okay. Of course, you can use your cutting machine, but you know. Now we're going to round the corners. Sure they all. Okay. Get that off to the side. All right, you're on the outside, and we're just going to put these in the background. We'll put them up a little bit so you can kind of see them. So something like this. Okay. We're not going to pop them up. You don't want no dimension on the inside. You want it to still flat. But this is a perfect card. Look how they can put it on display. Isn't that pretty? You know, I like to try to make cards that are, you know, people might be willing to keep. And they can put these out on display there, and they can just set it like that. You know, see how pretty that is open. Okay, let's go with this one. Again, we're just going to put it here. I know you can't see the whole thing, but it's in person you can see. Isn't that adorable? That's so cute. Beak. Beak. Okay. Now let's... I'm easily amused, guys. Easily. Now for this one, I do want to pop it up. I'm going to pop it up. Pop it up. Let's see. Where's my foam stuff? Okay. You know, I do more foam, but this is just for sample for you guys. I think this foam is We Are Makers foam. From there, I think it was called a Stick It kit. Get off me. All right, let's just put this in the middle. Okay. Beautiful. All right, let me look at my blingy stuff. Do I have black? Thought I had some black. You know, I have just whatever kit. Let's see if I have any blacks. I don't think I have any black. So, nope, that's the Christmas ones. What's in this one? I don't think I have no black nearby. Don't worry, I have tons of bling, blings, bling. But no black right by me. So what I would do is maybe put a black dot, you know, enamel dot. Nope, that's not black. In each corner just to bling it up a little bit. But otherwise, that's the other version. Isn't that cute? So I made that. So then my sample one I used with this, and I know you could still get this one. I bought this one recently. Well, I shouldn't say that, probably a month ago. This is from Craft Consortium. I really love their paper. And this is Bloomin' Wild. So it's all flowers. Love that. So this sample, so I made a birthday one. And I did the pop-up in that one. I did flowers. So what I used is the acetate flowers. I kept the acetate on. And then I just positioned them in there kind of how I like it. And then I put a little piece of paper to cover the stems up, because I liked it better that way than the stem showing. With this one, you really kind of got to keep open because or you wouldn't know it's a boo. And then I just put a little bit back here. You can decorate as much as you want, but I didn't want to over decorate it because when you open it, I think it's just very pretty. And then who wouldn't want that just sitting out on their display, on their table to look at? And on the front, I just put a little ribbon there. And then I did that on my Cricut. So, you guys think of a name. Pop-up card seems too simple. I don't know. But like I said, this is based off of the Carousel album. That's what this album is called. If you look this up, they're called Carousel albums. This one was a kit, but I did do a whole video, and I made one in my video, and then I had a sample of the square one too, like that. So there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions on it, please feel free to leave me a comment, and always I would enjoy a like and subscribe. All right, guys, bye now. Hi guys, I'm back. I told you I was going to show you how to make an envelope for this, but I wanted to end that video because of it not coming up on my computer screen, so that I could actually see that, make sure I'm in screen for you guys, and show you how to make an envelope. So you can use this technique for any envelope, for any card, for any envelope, okay? So I am just going to grab just a piece of paper. You want it like copy paper weight. You don't want nothing too heavy. I've used in the past, you know, years ago, I won't tell you how many years, but even calendar pages, not the real heavy calendar pages, but the thinner calendar pages, made nice envelopes. Let's see. What you want to do is measure your card from diagonally. So from corner to corner, you're going to measure your card, and mine comes in at about 6 3/4. Okay. You want to add 2.5 inches to that, which would make it 9 1/4. So we want to make a 9 1/4 inch square, okay? Easy peasy. The only thing you really need to make this is the cutter. You don't need a scoreboard or nothing. So we're just going to open this up to my arm on here, being stubborn. So we want to go to 9 1/4 by 9 1/4. Okay, and like I said, you can use the same technique for any size card. Now, yes, I have the We Are Makers envelope maker and stuff, but I'm trying to show you guys that you don't need to have all those tools. When I first started crafting, I didn't have tools like that. Yes, it's nice now, but I don't really use it a whole lot. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of put this. What you want to do is you want to center your card in. I'm going to use this one that's more flat. Yes, none of them are flat. Let's use this one. Just kind of center it in the middle. Don't worry if it's not perfectly centered. Just do your best to kind of center it in the middle. And then we're going to fold this first one up. And I'm just going to fold it up until it meets the card. And I'm going to give it a slight crease like that. And then I'm going to fold it over. Okay. Then I'll put that back in there. And then we're going to bring the top down and do the same thing. And you just kind of want to make sure you're not crooked and it's kind of straight down the middle. And then just kind of fold it. And I'm just going to Okay, now for the middle, for those two end pieces, I just want to make sure it's kind of centered back in there. Maybe this way just a little bit. All we're going to do is just kind of crease right here. Okay, right where the card goes. I'm just going to kind of crease it. Right where the end of the card is. And then we can kind of pull it up. And then I just make sure it's kind of even. And we'll crease it some more after I take the card out. Right now I just want to get it up and get a little crease there, okay? So now let's crease all that down. Try to keep your edges as straight as possible. Don't worry, once you put the card in it. All right, now you see these kind of like triangles here? There's 4 of them. Get rid of those. You don't need them. So we're going to just cut all those out. So you make odd size cards. Yes, this is going to cost a little bit more for postage because it is a square card. But a lot of my cards, if I make odd size cards, are usually hand delivered cards that I do. We're just cutting those triangles out. You don't need that bulk in there. Okay, now you have something like this. Okay, now if you're one of those people that doesn't like, well, this one's a square, so it's not going to do it. So I'll kind of try to explain it. But you know, sometimes, now like my point on that is a little off, so I'm just gonna do this there, and then we're gonna bring this over just a little bit, just to straighten it out. There we go. So it's more centered. But sometimes when you make for like an A2 size, this peak is going to go above. You can just cut that straight off or tuck it in, either way. But because we're making a square card, it's going to be just like this. No big deal. Okay. So all we're going to do is run a little glue. And I'm not even going to worry. You could, because this is a square card, you could cut some of this bulk off. But what I'm just going to do is glue it down because I want a little support too. Especially if it's going to go in the mail. So I want to glue, I'll just put a little bit of glue here, just to glue that down. And then I'm going to run my glue from here to here. Just make sure, that's why I keep doing this, because you want to make sure you don't have to go above, you know, above there. I know these lines probably wasn't the best paper to use. It makes it look like it's wonky, but it's not. So I'm just going to run glue here. And I'm not going to go all the way to the tippy top because it will stick out just a little bit up there. Just go along the edges. And then, if all goes well, your card will fit in there perfectly. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Perfect. Now you may want to use like white labels. This one, if you do a write on it in black, it should show up and everything. But beware of that. You might have to put a white label on it to address it. I don't send too many odd shaped cards, but that's how you can. And you just put some double-sided tape here. You can buy, I think it's like envelope seal or something like that. I forget what it's called. And it's just a, you put it on like a glue and it dries, and then you get it wet when you're ready to seal it. But double-sided tape works just as fine. And there you guys have an envelope for your 5-inch card. So easy to do, isn't it? Just remember, measure diagonally, add on 2.5 inches, and you make it a square, and you're perfect to go. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Sorry we got a two-parter here. I mean, she'll slice it together, but I did say goodbye in the last one, so we'll say goodbye again, and thanks for joining me, guys.